Stop everything for a second and listen. This one is for the chosen. If something inside you just stirred when you read that title, do two quick things right now. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what God is doing in your life this season. And in the comments type, I'm changing if you're ready to step into what I'm about to say. Say it like you mean it. This message is not for everyone. It's for the ones being transformed. You are becoming someone even you won't recognize. That might sound scary or exciting, and most of you are probably feeling a mixture of both. Maybe you wake up and realize your tastes are different. Maybe you used to worry about what people thought and you don't anymore. Maybe you forgive faster, speak clearer, or find yourself standing in places you never imagined. All those small shifts pile up. They add until the person you were doesn't fit the person God is making you into. If you're listening, I want you to breathe with me for a moment. Put your hand on your heart if you can. Breathe in slowly. Breathe out slowly. Repeat quietly, I am being remade, if you mean it. Type I am being remade in the comments. Don't scroll. Declare it. This change happens in layers. First, the inside changes. Your convictions sharpen. Things that used to feel urgent suddenly look trivial. Your moral compass tightens. You find yourself unwilling to tolerate certain compromises you used to accept. That's not legalism. It's clarity. God is giving you taste for what matters. If you've noticed this interior tightening, comment, my compass is true. Second, your priorities shift. You drop things that used to consume you and pick up things that build others. Maybe you stop chasing validation and start chasing purpose. Maybe you stop putting your energy into shallow relationships and start investing in people who last. That kind of pruning is painful. Sometimes relationships fall away because they can't hold the new frequency, but it's necessary. If you've let go of something recently and felt relief, say, I let go. Third, your power grows, but it comes with humility. This is the crucial part. The person you're becoming will be more influential, not because they push harder, but because they carry steadiness. People are drawn to that steadiness. Leaders will show up in your life. Opportunities will look for you, and you'll find doors opening in places you wouldn't have expected. When favor comes, let humility be your response. If you're getting unusual favor, right favor finds me. You might ask, why does this feel so strange? Because growth involves death. Parts of the old you have to die so the new you can live. Old habits, old identity markers, old safety nets. They're not meant for who you're becoming. That can make you feel like a stranger in your own life for a while. That's normal. If you're in that season now, type I'm in transition. Now let me paint a picture for you. Not theory, but real pathways this change takes. There are 5 common shifts I see in chosen ones becoming unrecognizably new. I'll walk you through them slowly, so you can listen for which ones are happening in you. First, the heart expands. You will find your capacity to love and forgive increases. This is not sentimental. It means you'll take on burdens for others without burning out. It means you'll love people well even when they don't deserve it. That expansion is dangerous to the enemy and beautiful to God if your heart is expanding. Comment, my heart grows. Second, the mouth is refined. You'll stop speaking to impress and start speaking to heal. You'll learn when to stay silent and when to say one sentence that changes the room. Your words will carry fewer fillers and more weight. People will listen, not because you demand it, but because your words are calibrated to truth. If your speech is changing, say my words heal. Third, obedience becomes easier than explanation. You'll notice you follow small nudges from God without needing to justify them to yourself or others. Simple obedience becomes your default posture. The story of your life flips from trying to be comfortable to choosing what's right. If you're obeying more, type I obey. Fourth, your identity recodes. The labels people once used, broken, nobody, too late, no longer stick. Instead, you adopt names like beloved, called, appointed. That new name will feel strange at first, but over time it will feel true. Speak your new name aloud. I am beloved. If you can say that, write it now. Fifth, your day-to-day rhythms reorder. You will choose rest, margin, and sacred routines over frantic hustle. You'll protect your inner life because everything you're about to carry depends on it. If you're setting better rhythms, comment, I protect my rhythm. Let me be plain. Becoming unrecognizable isn't about becoming someone else to impress people. It's about becoming who God shaped you to be, the truest version of yourself. That truest version often looks stranger to your past, friends and family than you expect. They love the old you in part because it fit a comfortable script. The new you breaks that script. That's okay. Expect friction. So how do you move through this change without losing your center? How do you become someone new without becoming someone proud or isolated? Here are some practical anchors to carry you through. First anchor, remain rooted in prayer and honest solitude. The new version of you will need deep wells of silence where you hear God's voice, not the world's noise. Start with 10 minutes a day. Build to 30. Keep a journal of what you hear. If you'll commit to 10 minutes daily, comment, "I will be still." Second anchor, find 2 faithful souls. These are people who will speak truth to you, call you back when you drift, and celebrate you when you're tempted to hide. They are not perfect, but they are steady. If you don't have to, start asking God to send them. Type, "I choose to" if you want that support. Third anchor, small consistent obedience beats sporadic drama. Don't wait for a big call to act holy. Practice small faithfulness. A phone call you've been avoiding. A debt you'll start to pay. A generosity you thought too small. Those tiny obediences wire you to the larger ones. If you'll do one small thing this week, put what it is in the comments. Fourth anchor, steward your body. Becoming someone new often requires new stamina. Eat a little cleaner. Sleep a little better. Move a little more. These are not legalistic ticks. They are investments. If you'll choose one body step today, water, walk, or sleep earlier, comment, "I will steward." Fifth anchor, learn to celebrate the small deadnesses. Each time you let go of an old pattern, celebrate. It's an altar moment. Say, "Thank you, God," out loud. It rewires gratitude into your transformation. Type, "I celebrate the small" if you'll do that. Now you must hear this warning. The process will come with tests. The farther you go, the brighter the targets. Old friends may try to pull you back to comfort. Critics will try to confuse you. Temptations will show up dressed as shortcuts. And sometimes your own fears will try to whisper that the change isn't worth it. Recognize each test as confirmation you're on a path of advance. When you face a test, respond with the posture of a steady heart, prayer, truth, and small next steps. If you faced a test this week, tell us, "I stand." There's also a spiritual economy at work. As you become new, spiritual currency flows differently. Doors open not for what you used to do, but for what you are becoming. Opportunity tracks identity. The person who is faithful with a small thing is entrusted with more. The new you will get invitations to carry responsibility, influence, and blessing. Rehearse humility now. Because greatness without humility breaks people and ministries. If you choose humble leadership, say, "Humble rise." I want to tell you a story to anchor this. There was a man I knew who had been comfortable being the quiet helper for years. He never pushed himself forward. One day he began to obey a small nudge to teach a Tuesday night class. He felt unprepared, but he showed up. Week after week, his voice grew clearer, and people began to show up specifically because of him. 2 years later, he didn't recognize his life. He was leading a movement that fed hundreds. He later said the Tuesday class was the doorway. The quiet step rewired him into leadership. If you've taken a small step that felt risky, tell us my small step. Another real example. A woman decided to stop chasing approval on social media and to invest in one, family in need instead. She spent months serving quietly. Then unexpectedly her community found out, donors connected, and the family she helped went on to become a leader in their neighborhood. Her life became a hub of testimony because she became someone who loved without attention. If you've served quietly, comment, "I serve quietly." Now let's talk about identity trauma. The part that can make this process feel dangerous. Your past may tug on you, reminding you of old names and failures. When the new you appears, the old labels will scream to be noticed. You must answer them with truth. Write down the 3 lies you hear most often about yourself. Beside each lie, write the truth God says. Put that somewhere, you will see it daily. If you'll do that exercise, type, "I rewrite lies." There's also grief. When the old life fades, you will grieve. Grief is not failure. It's love for what was. Give yourself permission to grieve without self-judgment. Cry if you need to. Sit with God and say, "I miss it, but I trust you." If you're grieving, type, "I grieve and trust." And then there's joy, pure, unexplainable joy. The new you will surprise you with bursts of laughter in strange moments. You'll find delight in small things. That joy is a spiritual signpost that something holy is happening. When joy comes, celebrate it publicly. Sing, dance, tell someone. If you felt sudden joy today, put "Joy rises." Practical checkpoint. Every 30 days, evaluate one thing. Ask, where have I become softer, harder, kinder, more reckless, more careful? If you can answer honestly, you will steer better. If you'll do that evaluation, write, "I will assess." Now let's be prophetically honest. The God who remakes you is preparing you not just for personal elevation, but for public service. The new you will be called to stand for people who cannot stand for themselves. Your transformation is a tool for justice, mercy, and healing. If you will use your change to serve others, type, I serve the many. I also want to give you a short activation, a 3-part declaration, to say aloud every morning for 7 days. Speak it slowly, intentionally. I receive new eyes. I receive new strength. I give my life to serve.